Hey, what's good, everybody? Happy Saturday. What's going on? Saturday afternoon. I hope you are all enjoying your weekend and getting some fun stuff done as well as some productive stuff done. Hopefully, they are one and the same if you're lucky. All right, we're starting off with a little update to the Loki config. We have moved from yesterday's setup. We're no longer running the Chakor, so pain threshold is out of there. Endurance drift is back in. And that's simply for the parkour velocity. That's it. Same thing with Telos. Like, yes, it's handy that Telos is a monster and it shreds things, but the passive is the point. The parkour velocity, it's how we get so much speed with Loki. And I've opted to move over to speed holster, and that's just a QOL kind of deal. QOL being quality of life. I do a lot of swaps from primary to secondaries for things like Noxes or high-level corpus text, things like that. So that'll make those swaps quicker. And holster speed does affect melee draw, but not quick melee. So that's an interesting holster-related melee thing. Like, quick melee will not trigger vigorous swap. But you can get it to work if you like do a double, what I call the YY switch from playing Call of Duty on Xbox. You know, Y would be the weapon switch button, and you would do a YY just to quick swap between your primary, secondary, and to be back at your primary without ever even actually having swapped, with a slight swap animation, but that effect will have kicked in. So Grenier, Exterminate, Externminate, no big deal. We're running Ignis, Viral HM, 100 munitions is in for this setup. And this should pretty much shred through these guys. Viral heat combo's nasty, 100 munitions is on there. So this should work pretty swell for us. At least, certainly, a lot better than the way that crappy-ass Chakor performed yesterday. So you can see that Leech Eximus just got melted. Somewhere, there's an Arctic one. There he is. Yeah, see all those ticks over there? HM procs. You guys are just half dead by the time I even get there. What I think is funny is that while we can't take self-damage from our own weapons, I can take self-damage if I go up and blow up a explosive bin. It's almost like that's not the same thing as me shooting a rocket launcher at my feet. It's totally different, clearly. You know, Arctic Eximus are really probably my least favorite out of just everything. They're the worst. I don't care about your Lich Eximus. The Arson Eximus, since they gave him that knockdown aura crap, I don't like that either, but it's dealable. But that whole, I'm an Arctic, you have to fucking move 17,000 times slower now. See that right there, like, I completely agree that it should have hurt me. But I was the one who blew it up. So shouldn't that technically be self-damage? Because I caused the explosion? What's the difference between me shooting a bow that explodes after I shoot it? That's not the arrow causing the explosion, that's me causing the explosion. Isn't that the same thing? I shoot gun, thing explodes. Like, alright, just the interesting, theoretical, hypothetical, I guess we could call that a semantic debate. Interesting intellectual debate for another time, perhaps. That's really interesting. Just the animation of that one is like shooting through there and was still hitting those guys. It just looked kind of cool. Made the very beginning of the Ignis looked like it was a laser beam. The way it was like. Let's see if we can get it again. Probably not, because now I'm trying to do it on purpose. Nope. Anyway, we're just wasting time. That's silly. Remember how I said I can not care about every other Exilus? We have not enough energy to go invisible right now, but like, what does it matter? You guys still can't kill me. I still killed all of you. Like, really horribly. Like, that's painful death for you guys. And, you know, that took me what? 5, control space 5, shoot. I mean, you know, at least on my hotkey setup anyway. That was the grand total of what that required to get back in action, was that. And about 4 seconds later, we had enough juice to pop invisible and get the fuck out of there. Arctic Extremis. Damn cold aura. How is that guy not on my radar? That was a little hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. Did you guys see that orange crit for 300? Colored crits crack me up. People think they're so good. And like, do you see that crit for 200? There was another 200. 500. 500 damage orange crit. Like, dude, really? 198 damage. Like, seriously? So bad. So bad. And what it is that those, so like that, so when you're seeing, if you're looking now, you can see that the white hits are hitting like 200, 400, 600. So that yellow 600 crit that we got, right, as obviously it wasn't a orange enhanced crit, but it was an enhanced crit, it just wasn't an actual crit. It was like a super, super low end, basically like a really high end white hit. Like that 300 crit there, that then got enhanced into like a 300 crit. Those guys are annoying too, those prosecutor doohickeys. The only time the prosecutors are any good is when you need to like kill one for a stat chat thing. That's still one of the is this guy dead? I don't even know. I think that's still one of the, it's one of the junctions, or what do they call them? I did that shit so long ago, I don't remember now. The things between planets. Yeah, I think it's junctions. The ones where you gotta fight the little specters and shit. Those things. See, here's that Nox. And look how fast we just swapped over. And look how fast he's dead. And swap back to the Ignis. Look how fast that is. Look how fast. Bang, 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 bang. And that's with only speed holster. Look at it moving. I mean, you can't really see it, but you can see it. And if you watch in the lower right, you can see how quick those numbers are moving. And that last one, I just held it down.
I'm detecting a large security force heading your way. It's the Grenier.
So yeah, that's a lot of like, whoa, I can, you know, hot swap back and forth like nothing. Oh, that's not the weapon I want. I want this weapon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll use this weapon for now. No, I want this weapon. Fuck you. Get bent, Nox. Nope, this one. See how smooth that is? Now that guy we know is a Nox Extremis, so we'll just pop him in the throat. Quick reload. Ooh. That was me getting readjusted to my new setup. This is great. We have dual Leech Extremis in there. Let's see if we can get some slash procs on these boys. Just to watch what happens. Not too bad. Not too bad. Certainly not going to be enough to kill them. And obviously, as you know, we're running viral, heat, and hunter munitions, so there's absolutely no armor strip going on there at all. Well, there is, because the heat armor strip, but that's incredibly minimal. Where is it? There it is. I hate these things. Now it's down here. Is that real? Nope. I can hear the cache though. Oh, it's a mini cache. So you guys see that, the glowy crate there? Alright, give you a little more up close view. And then here, of course, is a regular crate. There's no glowy, and pretty sure you guys can hear that. It's the same sound that a cache would give off if you were right by it and say an interception mission. So we'll just smash that up. Bam! 60-minute credit booster down there in the lower left. I'm actually really kind of bummed that that's all we got out of that. Usually those caches there's a chance to get a completely built forma, which is very rare. But usually I'll get some sort of a booster like that. Generally it's 30 minutes. I don't actually know if I've ever seen a 60-minute from a little mini cache there like that. That's another handy thing about Hunter Munitions, as you guys might have seen on that one anyway, is as I was relocating to get a better shot at that guy, he had already taken a slash hit and was dying while I was relocating. That was one of those, I heard somebody but don't know where. Let's just go up in the air. See, these are also those moments where... Hang on, we gotta set this one up. I know this is ending up a little bit longer than it should, but... So, here's kind of my point about this whole colorblind spiel, where I talk about devs just don't think about it ahead of time, they don't plan. Watch. I know there's a bad guy somewhere over there. We saw him. Where? I can't, all I see is just... Where? Literally, all I see is just messes of brown and green. I can't make out where a dude is. Hey, there he is. So that's just a little bit of an example of the pain that something like colorblind, which one would think, and I'm not even fully colorblind, like I'm only partially colorblind. So I'm only colorblind on a small part of the potential spectrum for, colorblind individuals. There are many folks that have, full colorblindness or more severe than I do. So my, I guess the point I'm trying to make with that one is that my issues or difficulties with these types of things, in comparison to somebody who may have a more severe case of colorblindness, would be like how impossible for them, or maybe even more of the colors on the spectrum would be difficult for them to differentiate. So these are just little things. Like, it's funny too because they actually offer a colorblind UI interface option. Thanks for the auto hack and making that simple. If you guys don't have them yet, I'm not sure if I've shown them already, but I know I've mentioned it. My Parazon config being auto hack, untraceable, and intruder is basically like the hackman specialist. You get infinite hack time, auto hacks, invisibility. It's incredibly useful. Both. This is one of those. So there's a very smart and it's a, well, I'm not sure if it's, I'm sure it's used by many people, but it's a basic sniper tenant is, shoot and displace, fire and displace. So that's a similar theory that I use with Loki, where the moment I become visible, I cast or recast my invisibility and instantly displace to some place where they did not see me and are not preparing to fire. And without fail, they almost always miss. On that note specifically, the roll is oftentimes the fastest way out of that scenario, whatever it is. Oftentimes you'll see me jump and cast in the air, and that's so I can actually spin the camera to choose my roll direction. And then once you roll, you can then slide and bounce and then, you know, rinse, repeat, take off from there, and zoom, you're gone again. But that's just when you're playing invisibility and you do get seen, spotted, displace. Do not be where you were. You're gonna get hit. They are going to shoot you. There's actually one type of MOA, I can't recall the name of it, but it shoots that laser. It runs right up to you and shoots you point blank with a burn laser thing. If you become visible and don't move and just stand there or whatever, that thing runs straight to the spot where it saw you and just beams its laser. If you don't move, it will literally just run right up to you and zap the shit out of you, and you're standing there like, dude, I'm invisible. How do you... And it's like auto-programming. It's crazy. Alright, that was a much longer Exterminate than I wanted it to be, which makes this a much longer video than it should have been, so I'm going to cut this one, be back with part 2 of the, I believe is a spy mission, so we'll also be running that with Loki, but none of it matters except for the fact that it's, you know, running through some vaults, so no big deal. Alright, we'll see you guys for that one in about 30 seconds or so.